When I was told what the theme was for the sermon tonight, personal legacy, I have to say the first thing I did was I went to the internet and I looked up the word legacy to find out what I thought it might mean. Apparently it is something that is a part of your history or remains from an earlier time, or something that's developed as a result of past actions or decisions. It's something handed down, it's something passed on, something that outlives us, something that essentially is beyond our control, but we're going to have to live with. I am who I am today because of the legacy of those who came before me. A lot of different legacies from a lot of different aspects of my life. There's the legacy of being British, of being Welsh, which is a slightly different thing, of a rural farmland upbringing, the legacy of my parents' hard work and the work they put into giving me an education that they couldn't have afforded, the legacy of being raised Methodist. These are the legacies of my birth. Like St. Paul in the reading, his legacy was as a Hebrew, a Benjaminite, and a Pharisee. I forgot the word Pharisee for a minute, that's all. And I have then the other side of the legacies that shaped me, of what the community likes to call our transcestors. People who aren't our ancestors by birth, but are very definitely our ancestors as trans people, and a history we have to hunt for, a history that's been invisible. It's not that they weren't there, of course they were there. They were there all through history, but in one way eliminated, discredited, disclaimed. It's only recently that we've had transistors and known that growing up I thought I was the one lone total freak in the universe. Turns out it wasn't true. There are trans people everywhere. Just another kind of being human. We've got people like Sylvia Rivera, who many people know was an activist around the Stonewall era. Not many people know was a long-time member of MCC in New York and did a lot of work with them. Sometimes I wonder if we'll have a legacy, if we'll be allowed to leave anything for future generations, or whether new generations coming through, like me, will believe that they're the one lone person in the universe who feels like them. We need a legacy. We fight for a legacy because we're very afraid we're not going to get to have one. Sometimes we go a bit over the top, which is fair enough. Because, as a rule, a lot of people have been seeing us lately. We're visible, looked at, not necessarily listened to. What will be my legacy? One thing I am certain of is it won't be what I planned for it to be. Look at Paul. He inherited this rich legacy that put him at the top of the pile as far as Jewish religion is concerned. He was from an elite tribe, from an elite religious group. He had everything going for him. And he says, and now I treat it as rubbish. The translation I've got said, I believe the original word translates as something more like a short four-letter swear word, which I won't say in church. But he treated it like that because he thought he'd swapping it for something much better, compared to which nothing he had in this world, no matter how high up the pile it put him, was worth having. I've swapped legacies a few times, chosen which of the actions and the decisions of the past that I'm going to allow to shape me. Chosen those with whom I have in common not blood or birthplace or cultural history, but faith, hope, and values. My LGBT heroes, my MCC role models like Frida Smith, my transcestors. Paul swapped what appeared to be valuable and privileged and swapped it for something which appeared to be painful and despised, and on the face of it was painful quite a lot of the time. That's the way. Sometimes it felt like I'd swapped the easy life for a really unnecessarily painful one because of the truth of it, because it was more true, more honest. It had more integrity to it. That's what Paul was looking for. Not the easy way, just the truthful way. Not all the legacies that we inherit are, on the face of it, valuable or privileged. Some of them we can see that they were wrong legacies. Climate change, structural racism, homophobia. They're legacies which we can see straight up are not ones worth inheriting. Or personal ones, abusive families. But we can choose too how we react to those, which bits of them we want to keep, which bits of them are rubbish, or short four-letter words. Opting for the Jesus legacy, truth, love, justice, compassion. They're hard work. They're never going to be easy, whether the legacy that we're turning our backs on was an apparently wealthy one or a downright unpleasant one. It's still hard to change, but it's worth it. There's a promise that Jesus made that everyone who had given up family, wealth, homes, farms, etc. for him would receive 100 times as much at some unspecified point in the future. And that's not pie in the sky when you die. That's not, oh well, if you live in misery now you can have wonderful stuff after you die in heaven. That just means that what we gain isn't easy to recognise from this side of the decision. From where I sat before coming out, before transitioning, it didn't seem as though what was on the other side of all that fighting and arguing and my mother screaming at me and the pain of surgery and the GP telling me to go away because he'd have me sectioned if I mentioned being trans again, all that rubbish, that didn't look worth it. But the other side really was better. We see what we're going to lose much more easily than we see what we might gain. But my hope is to have that legacy that is gained, but more on the Jesus side of the equation. I certainly gained much in the way of family already, in MCC, in the trans community, in the LGBT community in Brighton generally. My hope is to leave the world better than I found it. But that won't be in a way I can easily recognise. It won't be by awards or recognition or any of the good stuff. Jesus did it by the cross. Paul by shipwreck and beatings and generally being treated like rubbish. I might find I do it by things that I don't even remember doing at the time. If I let the Jesus way, the Jesus legacy sink into my mind and heart, that love, that compassion, that generosity, so deeply that I will unconsciously act in faith in times of shipwreck, crucifixion, or even in times of awards and recognition, that I will act with integrity, whether I was trying to be good or not, being changed from the inside out by the legacy of love.